What's going on, YouTube? This is your host, Lloyd Phillips of the Life and Times Podcast. Excited to be back again, for another exciting week. This week's episode, I had a couple of my buddies here. The vice president, we're going to say the vice president of the Life and Times Podcast, Layton Rowan, everybody. And then also the accountant, Johnny Utah Krebs. I call him Johnny Utah. I don't think he even knows why. He's never watched Point Break. The kid's way younger than I am, but yeah, he's an accountant, but not like Ben Affleck. Way less exciting. And I got to be honest, guys, I think you're going to like this episode. Also, we had a small goal around here because the YouTube thing is new to us. And so we don't have 100 subscribers yet, which is, whatever. That's our goal. So like and subscribe. That'd be great. And we would greatly appreciate it. I'll respond to any messages. And if I forget, maybe Layton will do it in return because he yelled at me about it this week. Whatever. I'm excited. Enjoy the show. Love everybody. See you. Welcome back to the Life and Times Podcast. I'm your host, Lloyd Phillips. Today's episode, it's just, it's myself, Layton, Tony Parker, and our friend, Johnny Utah Krebs. It's good to see everybody today. Thanks for thanks for everybody being here today.
Thank you.
All right, got a little late on that. So anyway, something happened earlier.
Lloyd, can we restart?
Why?
No, we're not restarting. No.
Something happened earlier because
I have 10 minutes.
Because Layton said earlier, he said, first of all, where'd you grow up? Sepulpa. He grew up in Sepulpa. So he's talking about a bicycle race that wasn't, it was a month ago. So that's why it was weird. And he's like, hey, you guys like the Tour de France? We're like, what? Tour de France. Like, you're not, what did he say, John?
Well, I wasn't here for it, but I heard Tour de France.
I'm just more cultured than you. So
Tour de France.
Yeah.
You got to plug your nose when you say Tour de France.
Scoot up further in the mic while you tell
Tour de
people. Yeah, that's what he said. And so we're like, why are you saying that? And he's like, that's how you say it. Like, that's not how you say it. And he's like, yeah, it is. Where'd you grow up? The south of France, Tony Parker?
You grew up in the south of France?
Tour de France.
You're south of France.
I've been dealing with this for the past 5 hours. So
No, it's only been an hour.
Yeah, but apparently in Sepulpa, they say it differently because he said every person he knows says Tour de France.
because there's actual culture there.
Ah, oui, oui.
Sepulpa?
Yeah.
Sepulpa.
Yeah. So anyway, I haven't watched. When's the last time you watched a Tour de France?
Lance Armstrong.
Me, that's probably the last time I watched one also. Do you guys know who won this year?
No.
Oh, well, oui, I don't either, but he's probably not from the United States. I think Lance Armstrong was the only guy who was winning it from the United States, right? And I got to be honest, I don't really care. This is being real. I don't care that Lance Armstrong, I don't know, in the world of sports, maybe, private, I don't really care that he did steroids. I'll tell you why. Now, it's maybe level playing field, maybe, right? You can have that argument. I get it. Like, I'm not dumb, but he was the biggest thing to happen to the cycling planet since wheels were invented.
Nobody heard of cycling before that.
No, Tour de France. Nobody had heard of that. I would even amazingly say Lance Armstrong's never heard of the Tour de France. Not before he got there and heard a Frenchman say it. What do you think, Layton?
Lance hasn't heard of both either.
You really took that one on in the left field.
Yeah.
Sorry, Lance. Just because we don't say it right, Layton apparently takes it off in the deep end. So I'll tell you what I did watch when I was a kid.
I don't blame Lance.
I'll tell you what I did watch when I was a kid. I mean, because cycling's the thing that people don't watch, like regular. I watch bowling, which, I've told those stories before.
That's a thing?
I used to watch bowling when I was a kid. I watched ice skating when it was on every time because my mom watched it. That's really, I think that's when I was a kid, I would watch tennis.
Is this like Olympics or is this on TV?
Not tennis, but the Olympics really was the ice skating part. That's when we'd watch that. And then when Lance Armstrong, when he did do those, we did watch that.
Yeah, you said tennis. within like the last 2 years, I actually started watching tennis, and it's actually entertaining.
Well, why did I watch it when I was a kid? Well, I've honestly, if there was a guy I've heard of, like a big name, whoever the biggest tennis star in the world was at the time, I would watch it. Like Andre Agassi. I never wanted to play tennis ever in my life. I've never had a hankering to play tennis ever. But I would watch it if like real big names would play. When I was a kid, I would always think John McEnroe was going to yell at somebody, so I would watch it. You got shortchanged on the headphones right there.
Yeah, we're good now.
Let's get the soundboard closer.
Listen, when I started this podcast, I didn't really interview people. So when I bought the stuff, I bought stuff that Joe Rogan uses, and I just bought it for myself. But as time came on, time happened and people came on. I never really upgraded your stuff, so you guys are all just sitting there with short necks on.
Yeah, we got to play close to the.
Like I got to short neck this thing. I'm pretty good though, everybody.
He has Beats headphones.
So do you.
You have good. I don't know what I'm wearing. I just told put these
You
on.
have Beats headphones on.
All right. Well, sorry, Layton.
They're actually quality.
Sorry,
Dr. Dre made them in his lab.
Yeah, and do you know where his lab is based out of?
Meth.
France.
Oh.
Tour de France. So, I think it's great. I think this episode is going to be fantastic.
I have to edit out the test.
Oh, what?
No, you sure don't.
Well, I mean, Lance will probably hear it, but take it up with him when you see him at Comic Con or wherever you see him. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Does he even sign autographs? Since they like busted him, what's he do? Does anybody know?
I bet he signs autographs for people that still wear those yellow bands.
I'm telling. First of all, it was I think a comedian or just somebody in general were talking about it, and said, for one, he was the biggest thing to ever happen to cycling, and two, do you know how many millions and millions and millions of dollars that got donated to cancer research because of him? Well, anyway, so John used to be the soccer coach.
I was good at it.
So speaking of that,
not really.
Did you play soccer? I don't remember.
Never touched it until I was a coach.
Oh, that's good.
I started at 3-year-olds. So
yeah, talk in that microphone. Let's see what happens.
Started when they were 3-year-olds.
So John listens to the podcast, and he had mentioned a couple of times. He's like, "Hey, man."
I never mentioned this.
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna get on this deal." We're like,
No.
"All right." So we're like, "Let's do it." And
unfortunately, I became friends with you guys.
So here he is.
And here I am.
What were you trying to tell us about earlier? What shirt? He was going to change shirts for this, but he found out it was on YouTube. So what was the shirt?
I'm going to change my shirt. Can I?
Yeah, what's the shirt? We're not going to go on depth talking about it.
It's a guy named Lift the Veil. He's not on YouTube, or he is on YouTube, but he gets canceled off of YouTube often. I'm not going to get into that. But he's on Lift the Veil.
I don't want you to get into it. I just wanted to know what the shirt was.
Yeah, it was a propaganda shirt, and it had all the news stations underneath it. It had Fox, CNN, CBS.
But you listen to those.
Delete that out. Huh?
No, we don't have to delete it out. That's what it is.
Layton's.
We're not promoting it.
Layton hates his life right now. Vayton is going to jump off
hates this episode.
the top of his roof.
So Vayton... Vayton thinks he's going to do a lot of editing. I don't think so. I think it's a good.
I just let it be.
So behind the scenes for YouTube, Lloyd always tells me, "Yeah, this will be easy one, Layton. You won't have to edit that much." But he doesn't see, the 3 a.m.s that I'm staying up to.
No, he sees it because he's here the entire time.
All right.
That's when he leaves. Is 4. He just doesn't know you're working the entire time.
You're unbelievable.
Yeah, Layton. Quit being so selfish.
It's me and Vayton just hanging out.
Vayton.
Trying to make this thing happen.
I'm working.
So, speaking of that, I got 2 jobs now. 3. 2 or 3. Yeah, thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Vayton. Vayton.
All right.
Oh, this is like a 5-minute.
Edit this out.
5-minute toast for.
I don't know. I'm actually really enjoying this.
This whole thing's going to be a disaster.
I was very, very nervous, and now I'm very much enjoying myself.
So, anyway, so the reason I brought that up is because I've been two things. So I've been in Pecos, Texas. Have you guys been to Pecos, Texas ever?
Never
No.
even heard of it.
I've heard of it. Never been there.
Okay. Side note: have you heard of the children's books? Like when I was a kid, Pecos Bill. He ropes
Yes.
tornadoes. Have you heard of him?
Rode tornado.
Yeah. So I took pictures with the statue the other day, Pecos Bill, he roped it probably with a rope, but around the tornado was a rattlesnake. So
Or
I'm not
was
sure
it
if
lightning or something like that?
Well, I'm not sure if he roped it with a rope or a rattlesnake, according to the statute, and I don't remember whatever. So that's where I'm at now. It's a very fine community there. I wouldn't go there for vacation, but there's like 10,000 people there. It's like a desert. You're in the middle of nowhere, but there's a lot of restaurants and there's hotels and there's things. There's nothing to do, but they at least have restaurants. So it's not terrible. Where I was going with that was this. Where was I going with that?
Lloyd, let me interview
Oh,
you.
yeah. I remember. So, sorry for the interruption, everybody. Sorry for interrupting the show. I was just going to tell you, hey, I need you to know that people say, where'd you get that lavish beard? And I say, well, the lavish beard I grew because I'm a lavish beard grower. But the reason it's so silky smooth is because I use Winchester Ranch Beard Co. products. Top oils on the market. I've been using them for years, or last year because it just started. But that's why my face looks so good. Tell your friends and use that. Okay? Talk to you later. Forgot one. American Survival Co. Everybody, American Survival Co. They're the top survival school in the entire world. I know everything for my survival needs. That's why I use American Survival Co. Go check out their website at AmericanSurvivalCo.com. Get all the details and information about team building exercises and all the things that you can do. It's really an awesome place. And the two guys who own the place, they're also the host of the new Netflix show, Snowflake Mountain, and that's awesome. Go check them out. Now back to the show. Love you. All right, so I just told you this Pecos thing to get to this part because I forgot. So I've watched movies. That's because there's nothing else to do, right? So I go watch this movie, and I've watched action movies my whole life. There's always the fight scenes, and honestly, as an adult, I hate the fight scenes. When I was a kid, I'd watch action movies, all the Van Damme movies, all the Steven Seagal movies, all the Chuck Norris movies, and then they would always be doing karate, which is funny because turns out in real life, real world tough guys don't use karate. But all the fights would last 58 minutes. And so, but as a kid, I would think they were awesome. As an adult, I think it's stupid. I don't like car chase scenes. I don't like 10-minute fights. I hate movies like that, to be honest. So I'm watching this movie, and how long do you think the average sword fight lasted back in the day?
64 minutes.
I'm gonna go 5 seconds. But all the sword fight movies, they're sword fighting up and down stairs, rolling around, blocking it behind their back. It's just pure stupidity. Every sword fight lasted about 3 seconds. Be my guess. What's your take on that?
On the sword fighting or the whole statement that you just made?
What?
Because I could watch Walker Texas Ranger.
Oh gosh.
I could watch it all day long and not get tired of Chuck Norris beating up on people.
Okay, so here's where I'm different. If there's a tough guy in a movie, I can. If they beat everybody up the whole movie, the entire movie, why, when they fight the little skinny guy at the end of the show, does it take 15 minutes?
Because he's the final boss. He's the most skilled.
Brain. He's the brain.
But he's not the.
He's had the life of training that none of his other mobsters.
I just think it's stupid. Oh, anyway, so Shaft. You know why I love Shaft? Because I love the movie Shaft because Shaft beat up everybody. Even the final guy. He beat him up with like 2 punches also.
Is that the one where he threw his badge into the judge's seat at the end?
I actually don't remember that part, but I remember
threw his badge and he stuck it because it was the shape of a star and it stuck into the wood or something at the end.
Did he say, take that, take that, take that?
Was that Samuel L. Jackson in that movie?
No, that was actually Jamie Foxx imitating P. Diddy.
Wait. What you said or
Well,
Shaft?
that was an old comedy show where he said, "Take that, take that, take that, take that." Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh yeah. It was funny because that's when he. That's
It
back,
was funny.
Well, that's back when he's like, I knew J-Lo back when she was just hey. You don't remember that? Yeah. Anyway, I did always watch stand-up comedy shows when I was growing up. Like that's the thing that I actually.
Yeah,
did.
that was Samuel L. Jackson and Shaft.
Oh yeah. But I was still thinking about you throwing a star in the thing.
Yeah,
Yes, it
he
was
threw
Samuel L.
his
Jackson.
badge into the thing. That's the only part of the movie that I've
I
seen.
thought it was Isaac Hayes, but whatever.
Who's that?
The original Shaft.
Shaft?
Yeah. Anyway, I thought it was a good movie. Do you watch movies? Oh, we got to get into this. Remember, Layton here. His favorite player is LeBron James. We have
My favorite player is Dwayne Wade.
we have many disagreements, like many.
Wade.
So
Who's that?
So listen to this because the other day I was oh no, not you. It was in Pecos. A guy, he's your age. You're the same age, and I'll get back to your favorite movie in a second. And so, Stained come on, a Stained song,
Oh, South Texas. Stained.
and it
one of the greatest rock bands of all time.
and it was, but this song was in 2003, I believe, and so he turns it up. He's like, and he's like trying to be. And by the way, he's very cool. He's very nice to me, and we're fast friends. But he says stuff like this, where he's like, "Oh man, I love classic rock." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "I love classic rock." I'm like, "This is not classic rock. It was made in 2003." What?
That's 20
What are
years
you
ago.
talking about?
That's
would
20
not even-
years.
I wouldn't even consider that classic.
He said
rock.
classic rock.
That's 20 years.
It's like I didn't want to talk to
Almost.
him for a minute. I was questioning our friendship after he said that. From the
2003.
third stupidest thing I've ever heard last week. So, yeah, unbelievable. What's your favorite movie?
Well,
By the way, he's 28. I'm
have a cluster.
42. John, how old are you?
34.
So he's in the middle. But
Remember the Titans.
That's a good movie.
oh yeah, well that's a good movie.
Yeah, I can't make fun
Yeah,
of
but
for
didn't you
that.
say a second movie? You said you liked The
Yeah,
Notebook.
What's your
What'd you
second
say?
favorite movie?
The
Dear
Notebook
John?
is incredible. Dear John's good.
Oh,
Like Dear John,
so
like
good.
like the podcast Dear John that was about that guy.
The guy that murdered people?
Well, he
No, he was in the war.
Oh, Dr. John.
huh?
He was in a war.
Dear John?
Yes.
Who's in that
we're
movie?
mixing genres.
I don't know. Some dude who's like a Giga Chad, and then
Super
Oh, hold up, a
cute.
what?
some dude that's a Giga Chad.
Listen, I may sound like an idiot, okay, and sometimes people do think I'm smart sometimes, but you just threw out Giga
Nobody
Chad.
thinks that.
Yeah,
What is Giga
and
Chad?
then he has like a girlfriend or something, and then I don't know what happens to him.
What
but
is a
it's sad.
Giga Chad?
Super Chad.
I mean, I can
Super Chad.
I'll show you better than I
Super
can tell
Chad.
you.
Do you guys know what a Giga Chad is before
Yes,
he tells
probably.
us?
Comment in the YouTube.
I guarantee there's people. Yeah, comment in the YouTube. Giga Chad.
While you're at it, subscribe.
Yeah, like and subscribe.
Hashtag-
Giga Chad.
Hashtag do you know what a Giga Chad is?
All you have to do is type in gig, and Giga Chad pops up on Google.
No, it's gigabytes. What pulls up?
That's Giga
Yeah,
Chad.
Gig is memory.
Who is that?
On your phone.
It's
Oh, shoot.
it's
I'm
Giga
so
Chad.
old.
I don't know what to
Oh,
tell
that's
you.
his
I don't know
name.
who that is.
That's a guy.
He's like
no,
the,
Giga Chad.
the
Chad,
men,
Chad is like a
the men of
macho man.
the men of men.
Of men of men is a question.
What do you mean? Hold up. So, a Giga Chad?
Yes.
Like that's a term for men of men?
Yeah.
It's a modern term
El Jefe.
for modern men of men. No, it's
I
not
don't
a
know.
term for men of men.
I can tell you
Giga
right now.
Chads spend a lot of time in the gym.
I can tell you right now.
And they're dominant.
In my life,
In the gym.
I don't know anybody in my life who.
John's
I don't-
34 and he thinks that he knows what he's talking about.
I don't have one friend. I don't
Apparently I
have one
don't.
friend on earth that's ever used the term Giga Chad.
well, now you do.
None of them.
Vayton's not your friend?
And according to what you've just said,
Apparently not.
I got a few.
guess I'm-
Shoot.
I guess I'm just an employee.
Hang up your...
I got a few of my buddies who you may call Giga Chads. They don't even know they're
Yeah.
a Giga Chad.
Yeah.
They have no idea.
You guys got a lot of friends called Giga Chads.
They have no idea.
Maybe in this room.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not a Giga Chad.
Yeah. Tourne de France.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, oui, Tourne de France.
I don't want to be here anymore.
Like,
I want to apologize.
I'm
to
having a
Layton.
very good time.
I want to apologize.
Well, I'm going to be confused editing.
I want to apologize, everybody, because Layton, he recently became a Giga Chad about how long ago?
7 minutes.
7 minutes ago.
Roughly.
And Dear John is about a Giga Chad.
I didn't say, I said he was a Giga Chad.
Dear John.
Okay, so let's move on to my other favorite movies.
Okay.
New movie. Layton, what's your second favorite movie?
Oh, I don't know them in order. Coach Carter, that'd be another one.
Sure.
The Need for Speeds up until the second one.
The video game?
No,
I played the video game. I never saw the movies.
No, not Need for Speed. Fast and Furious. Fast and Furious.
Did you guys?
1 and 2.
Did you know Channing Tatum is in the movie Dear John?
Yeah, he's the Giga Chad.
Giga Chad. His name is
Listen, I don't.
Chad.
Listen, hold up, guys. Because I feel like you guys got to know that in the movie Dear John, nowhere in the explanation, the plot I don't think he knows he's a Giga Chad.
He's the heartthrob. I'll change the word to heartthrob.
He's a heartthrob?
That's what he is.
Oh, that's different. I've been a heartthrob for years. Yeah, that's different.
I know how that feels.
I may not have been a Giga Chad, but I'm a heartthrob currently.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I still got it. Don't my wife.
Generally, comment in the YouTube below.
Yeah. Comment in the comment section.
Generally, are you watching?
And then I'll respond. Layton said
In a couple weeks.
Layton yelled at me and he's like, "Listen, if you say you're going to respond, you need to respond. You didn't respond the other day, and I had to."
Yeah, I didn't know that was in my job description.
I didn't see it.
I have to comment on behalf of Lloyd.
I didn't see it pop up.
Well, guy who commented on the LeBron James React video, I saw your comment and I replied.
Listen, ever since he became a Giga Chad, it's like he's really ramped up his things. You know, somebody just started taking testosterone so they could get on the turn of front. So, yeah,
this is a dumpster fire.
We're gonna have to
this
set that stuff out.
Fire. I'm sorry that I'm doing.
Stop clapping.
You don't have to explain it to people because they don't know.
What?
I mean, so
there's no shot I'm leaving random clapping in.
I know that's where I'm going.
Oh, I got you. They're gonna think he has.
So when you're editing, for anybody that doesn't know, when you're editing and you're matching up audio and video, you clap 3 times so you can see the jump. You know, in the I don't even know terminology.
And the audio file, the digital audio file, and the digital video file, you can see the spike, so you know where to edit.
Yeah, well, John knows that's why we do it. That's why
he's trying to edit my parts out.
He's clapped 30 times.
Yeah, it's been a bad day.
So John, what do you do for a living?
I sit behind a desk. I'm an accountant at a oil and gas manufacturing, refinery manufacturing equipment.
You do your own hair?
I do.
Cuts his own hair.
I cut my own hair, and I came out of the pool and then got on the YouTube.
Yeah, what John usually does when he comes out of the pool is he flips his hair backwards.
Yeah.
Like on the TV commercials.
We'll make a YouTube out of that real soon.
Yeah, it's awesome.
We'll get a lot of videos.
So do you feel like you're good with numbers? No.
I feel like I'm fine with it. I feel like I do what needs to be done, and then I go home at the end of the day. That's all I want to do.
That sounds like accountants.
That sounds like a Giga Chad.
I've actually said this.
I'm a real Giga Chad at my work. Yeah, because I do what I want. That's what gigs do.
That's right. I know this from previous life. You would say, okay, so when you would go in a boardroom, the guy that deals with numbers, honestly, I feel like has the best job by far, because now some people are successful. Some business units are successful. Some are not. Some have bad months, even if they are successful. And the numbers guy walks in, CFO specifically, walks in, starts talking, and he says, all right, here's where we're at. It's year over year. It's month over month. This is where our goals are at. This is where you fell, blah, blah, blah. And then he's done. And that's it. And then
I said, you guys get better. You guys get better. You guys get better. Nothing's our fault.
Yeah.
We're just reacting.
And then the higher ups start yelling at the people that run the division, like, "What's going on, guys?"
And then the CFO just walks out of the room like
Yeah.
a Giga Chad.
Yeah.
Mic drop.
Where he's like, "Hey, I gotta go look at some numbers.
We're
guys.
really glorifying this job.
I gotta look at some numbers, guys."
It's really not cool.
Well, where I came from, I felt like he had the best job, to be honest.
Well, I mean, it's fine. It's a good job. It's a good job.
Hey guys, I'm gonna go look at some numbers because I'm Giga Chad. Not you, where I came from. I felt like that's what he did.
That's what John does. He told me.
Yeah.
I did. I told Layton. I told Vayton. Didn't tell Void.
But John is not only a CFO, he's also a expert basketball goal put together.
I did that today.
What was the struggle there? I wasn't here for that.
It did take two people.
Yeah, you definitely have to have two people, and
It wasn't a one-person job.
one piece out of the box was turned backwards, and so when you put it up and down, it wouldn't lock in. And John figured it out.
That's just
So-
called,
so-
that's just called critical thinking.
Yeah. Did you put sand in the bottom of it?
Not yet.
So
It'll be water.
you're gonna put water in it?
Yeah, and then you put the sludge stuff in it to help it not
Yeah.
freeze so it doesn't expand.
Well, that sounds pretty good. Well, so what do you football? Are you? Oh, fantasy football. We're doing fantasy.
Yeah,
football.
are we gonna
aren't we?
do that?
Yes.
Who's putting that together?
I'll put that together.
Please.
Yeah. So I don't. I just feel like. Do you do fantasy football?
I haven't the last 2 years, but like 4 or 5 years prior to that, I did.
Were you good at it?
I got a first, a second, a first, and a third.
Who were you playing with? Third graders?
Yeah.
No grown men. I'm just a Giga Chad.
Peyton. Were you playing Peyton?
Peyton Manning, yes.
Oh,
Okay. All right.
that's good. Have you
Everybody,
played?
actually, the year that I won, or the first year that I won, everybody made fun of me because he was my first draft. He was my first pick. I had first pick. I picked Peyton Manning. Like, oh, stupid! You're supposed to pick a running back, and I didn't do that. I picked Peyton Manning,
first, right?
and he won the daggum thing for me.
Yeah, that tells me immediately that you don't know how to play fantasy football.
Yeah.
Nobody
I'm right
takes
there
court.
with you because I picked a quarterback my first time too. I picked Brady and I won.
Like mid-season, I
place.
won't even
I
be
won
able to
second place.
I won't even be able to hear Lloyd all the way down at the bottom of the board.
I picked Patrick Mahomes the third pick.
Patrick was it the third?
Yeah, the third pick. And I also got mouthed a lot at the thing at third pick. But I based it off the year before where he's really good, and turns out I should not have taken him with the third pick.
Yeah,
Isn't he good?
Yes, but he wasn't like,
Not that year.
yeah, not like it was the year previous.
but the potential for a good quarterback like that to pop off in a game and have more points than your running back and receivers is high.
Yeah, that's fine. That's why I hope that you take him first pick this draft.
I'm not taking Patty, but
Who?
Patty Mahomes.
Oh,
Does Tom
gosh.
Brady? Does Tom Brady?
He only
Here
talks in nicknames.
Here
Look
we
at him.
go.
Oh yeah.
He only talks.
we go.
Oh, Tour de France. I met him at Tour de France. I call him Patty.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, Vayton comes up with the most craziest theories. It's fine. You know, I could pop off about it. Well, I'm going to let my talking on.
He picked Lenny Armstrong to win the Tour de France.
Yeah. Did you pick
Oh, Lenny's going to do good in the Tour de France.
Tour de France? I feel like I think I'm going to win it.
Who's in?
You're not beating me.
Listen,
I doubt.
I'm glad this isn't on public. You can see this and hear it.
Are we live streaming?
I don't believe there's any way that he's going to win.
I'll put $50 on it right now.
Who's going to win?
That you're going to beat me or you're going to win the league?
That I'll beat you.
You're not going to beat me. It's not going to be close.
All right.
Did you guys see this? Look at
That's
that.
$50.
Yeah.
That's $100.
Smackers.
Yeah.
I bet. Oh, wait. Who are you picking? Quarterback. I want to do all right. Who are you picking as quarterback?
You obviously don't know how this goes, do you?
I don't. Yeah, I do.
You have to keep it quiet.
All right. I bet $5
I can tell you one thing I am gonna do is if I'm
that
before,
Lloyd wins.
if I'm before Lloyd in the draft,
$5.
if I'm before Lloyd in the draft, I'm taking Josh Allen off that board just so he can't have him.
I haven't had Josh Allen yet.
Well, I'm gonna have him on my team.
I know you are with the first pick. That's what you'd probably do.
Giga Chads get Josh Allen.
Yeah. Anyway, look, I
Giga
got
Chads
sidetracked.
get Josh
We got
Allen.
sidetracked. What's your favorite movie? Because John, you have very odd. There's some bands we like the same bands, but then one of his favorite bands, he comes up with Sleigh Bells, and there's not 5 people who's ever heard of them, and
There's 2.
John and
My brother.
and the other, and then the band members' parents. So what's your favorite movie?
Probably Dark Knight.
Of every movie, I mean, first of all, I
That's a
love the
good
movie.
movie.
I
From
love the
every
movie.
movie, yeah.
That is a
from every movie.
phenomenal movie.
No, I love the movie, but
Yes, yeah. Because I get Dark Knight.
he went Bruce Wayne on us
Well,
for a
you
second.
know what?
didn't
I'm not getting... How long is this podcast?
What just happened?
Nobody can know who I am.
Well,
Explain
no, look,
why.
I can get in. I can get it real deep. There's a lot of psychology behind.
John's been
I'm already talking.
John's been
Dark
digging a
Knight.
Batcave in his
Dark
backyard
Knight
for
is
8
my-
years.
Dark Knight is my favorite movie.
For the last 8 years, I've been digging a hole in my backyard. It's gonna be a Batcave. Dark Knight.
But why? Why? Just explain why. I mean, you don't have to like go too crazy, but
Well, it was really good.
That's good.
Yeah, no, I liked it a lot.
That is why
I
people
went and
like
saw
it.
it like 3 times
yeah.
in theaters. I liked seeing it in theater. Saw it 3 times. And Haley indulged me every time. She went every time with me. And
Theatre.
Theatra. Tour de France.
Oh, Tour de France.
Yeah, no, it was really good. I liked the cinematography, and then I liked the acting. No, I don't. It's good. It's a good movie.
Did you like the other 2?
Yeah,
Me too.
they were fine. They were good.
I thought it was cool.
They were good movies. Dark Knight was better than both of them.
But even though I like those movies, I still stand the same. Where I hate 45-minute car chase scenes. I just hate them.
I like 45
They
minutes.
just get
Like
it
when
gets old. It
when
gets annoying.
Casino Royale, James Bond.
Yeah.
Or no.
Well, there's a car chase scene in every one
Matt
of those.
Damon. What was the Matt Damon movies?
Born.
Jason Bourne.
Born.
Yeah, those
the first
movies are
one.
great.
I saw the first one. There was a long car chase scene. It was really good. I like a good car chase scene.
Actually, you brought that up. In that movie too, he's beating the crap out of people
he
for a
beat up
long time, and
everybody
I loved it.
then did a car
because
chase
he was
scene.
using like pins and newspaper.
Yeah,
but like fast, though.
skillets.
Yeah, it was fast.
Not 49-minute fight.
Well,
they were
we're
long
talking.
fights, though.
Okay, you're talking about like 1980s movies.
They're like,
we're
"Hey,
talking
guys."
about 2000s plus movies.
Guys, this movie
Yeah,
has to last
true.
2 hours. We're gonna have to stretch out this car chase scene and the fight scene.
Well, they did a good job in it in the Bourne movies.
Well, my favorite movie is Forrest Gump, and
There's
also people
no
yell
car
at-
chase scene in Forrest Gump.
Let me tell you this.
Never seen it.
One of my friend's favorite movies is, oh God. And he's like, and he tries to get me to watch it. And he's dead serious. His favorite movie is Vanilla Sky.
Never
I've
heard
never watched it, and I'm not going to. Just like I'm not watching Dear John.
What is it?
Vanilla Sky.
Yeah,
It's Tom Cruise. Is all I know. I'm not watching it.
I don't like Tom Cruise.
By the way, I made a whole podcast back in the day called "I Don't Like Tom Cruise."
Scientology.
I'm not watching.
There we go. I don't like Tom Cruise either. I think he's a terrible actor.
Which, by the way,
I like Tom Cruise.
I said nothing about Scientology in that show. I just don't like Tom Cruise. He plays a tough guy in every movie. He's door handle height over there.
I was just about to say that.
and he feathers his hair back and wears aviators.
Yeah.
I like Tom Cruise.
Oh gosh.
I mean, I guess I don't really care.
I
If
base
he
it
didn't exist,
purely off
I
his
wouldn't
acting, I
know.
don't think he's good.
All right, 2 things though. 2 things. Even though I said that, 2 things. Because he's that kind of Hollywood guy that when he does make a movie, minus Vanilla Sky, it doesn't usually suck. Like, it's entertaining. You can watch it. I don't even like them, but they're entertaining, I guess.
There were $3 on Vudu.
And what's the other thing? He does his own stunts for the most
Yeah,
part.
that
Yeah,
part's
I've
pretty
heard
cool.
about that. I feel like I give him respect for that.
Yeah.
Edit this part out.
Because we gave respect to the guy we don't like. Yeah, take that out quick. In case Tom Cruise hears about this.
I mean,
Tom, if you're listening,
Tom, Tom, if you're listening,
Make better movies.
there's a 1 in 56 billion chance that Tom Cruise hears this.
I mean, Tom, if you do hear this, I got a perfectly good couch. If you want to come do the podcast, you
Tom?
can jump on it if you want
No,
to.
Look.
Tom's not. Will never be on this
No,
podcast.
I'd let Tom in.
I wouldn't. If you called me tomorrow and you said, Lloyd, Tom Cruise wants you to do his podcast, for being real talker, I would say, does Tom Cruise know I've done an episode that says I hate Tom Cruise? And then he's like, yes, he loved it. I'm like, no, he's not coming.
That's crazy.
I know, but otherwise I'd have to go make a new episode that said, guys, I actually
No, you
love
wouldn't.
Tom Cruise.
No, you wouldn't.
Yo,
Maybe
why would
he'd,
you have to do
maybe
that?
Huh?
That doesn't make sense.
just clap 3 times and it doesn't exist.
That doesn't make
before
you
that.
like fake because you said that you hate him, but you have him on a podcast. You could still hate somebody and talk to him.
Yeah.
I know, but I don't want to.
I mean, look at us.
No, because what if we get in here? What if he get? What?
Oh,
if,
because you're scared of liking him.
yeah. What if he comes in?
Yeah,
No,
what if
I'm
he
not gonna like him.
What if he really charms you?
No, what if he comes in here and he's a Giga Chad, and this whole time he's door handle height, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And by the way, I know really short people that hurt your feelings, but Tom Cruise is not one of them. I guarantee it.
Yeah, one
You
of
don't
them
even
that
know
guy
Tom.
from Game of Thrones. The really short guy.
Peter Dinklage. Peter Dinklage. Have you watched that show?
All but the very last episode.
That's I've never seen it, but that's actually psychotic. To watch a whole
No,
series and
we,
don't watch the final episode is psychotic.
Game of Thrones, Ozark. No. Nope. Got to the last episode, turned it off.
Yeah, he's actually.
Why would you not watch the last Ozark?
I gave it too much time. And you know, when you only have an hour and a half left and you could figure it out in 6 minutes reading
You
it
could
online.
have figured it out in season 3.
You're right. You're not wrong. But we gave it that much time. It was something to do for a little bit, and then we're like, we're done. And then that last episode, we're like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired of watching this show.
Now, I'll tell you this for Game of Thrones. What you couldn't figure out in season 3 is who's even going to be alive in season 4.
No, that's what we liked about it. But then it got,
I don't know. How many seasons
and
were
then
there?
the last episode came on, and we were like, we're done. The last 2 were bad. We could have skipped the one before it.
I'm going to pray for him because that's weird.
I've never seen either one of those. I just have watched
don't worry
like
about it.
17 seasons of
tell you
Grey's
what
Anatomy.
happens.
So
Oh my gosh. What?
Grey's Anatomy.
Never watched a single episode.
You watch Grey's Anatomy?
No.
Yeah, because I'm a Giga Chad.
You know who else watches Grey's Anatomy? Tom Cruise, Tom Brady, Tom Selleck,
Nobody.
Tom and Jerry.
Tom Sawyer.
I hate Grey's. Have
Have you even watched it?
No, and I'm not going to.
Well,
ever.
you're missing out on a good show.
I won't even
so-
watch. Oh, well, hold up. My wife used to record it and watch it all the time, and I would walk in and see it, and I would just hear them talk for 5 minutes. I'm like, why do you watch this?
It's a great show. That's why she watches it.
No, it's
It's better than The Young and Restless.
pure stupidity. I never
It's
watched.
better than The Young and Restless.
I can tell you this: I have never watched a what do you call those soap opera?
opera?
I've never watched a soap opera.
Never.
Never.
I mean, I think they're really, really
Hold
corny,
up.
so-
I've walked in a room where a soap opera was on. I've never sat down and watched one. How long? An hour? Is that what they last?
Yeah,
I've
an
never
hour.
watched not
They-
one episode ever.
They're so bad. My grandma watched that both of my grandmas watched that religiously every day and recorded them just so later that night my grandma in Sepulpa could call her friend and like rewatch it with her and talk about certain scenes and what they thought was going to happen. And she would get those little notebooks at research or whatever. And I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but
Research.
they would have the
Soap opera notebooks.
Yes.
Oh yeah, like the TV guide or something.
Kind of, essentially. And yeah, she'd get those, and she was obsessed.
TV
but they're
guide. Is that
terrible.
even a thing anymore?
Nah. I don't even know if they have. I bet they didn't even digitize it.
Yeah, I don't. TV guide. I don't even know what that. I know what the magazine is, but they would just talk about the TV shows. That sucks, man.
Sounds like a
Have
boring
you-
life.
Seriously, I would never want to watch. Who watches daytime TV?
Old people.
I watched The Price is Right.
Old people.
Hey, I watched The Price is Right live.
It is a thing, still.
Yeah, weren't you on it? Oh, that was
No,
somebody
no,
else.
no.
Somebody else I know.
It was a traveling. No, I didn't like go to the studio. It was Traveling Price is Right.
Was that the Hard Rock?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been there a couple times.
Yeah. So I watched it there. I don't remember. Was Drew Carey there? I don't remember.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I watched it live.
Yeah, I think so.
So anyway, there was like a lot of takes in between the scenes, and yeah, it was like
Not as good as it is. Not as good as it is on TV.
I don't remember. I mean, obviously, it didn't stick in my mind. I know I was there, but it didn't stick in my mind that much because I was with my friend. I was with my friend whose favorite movie is Vanilla Sky, and we were overly cheering every time that it would come on, just like total idiots.
Yeah, well, isn't that what you're supposed to do?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, but see, I think probably at the studio they were saying, "Hey, when we, whatever the signal is, clap." But we were like really clapping.
Yeah,
Were you like 2-hand cheering?
No, 2-hand sharing. Oh no, yeah, no, not like that, because nobody does that unless you're in movies. Unless you're an extra in movies where you got to cheer. That's so stupid that people would do that. It doesn't make any sense. The two-hand cheer and
callback episode.
And I had somebody call me after that.
Yeah, I saw that.
And she was dead serious. And she's like, I 2-hand cheer.
Well, I think somebody commented on that video too, saying I 2-hand cheer.
Nobody 2-hand cheer.
Well, so you brought up TV shows, and then we started talking about Price is Right. Did you ever watch game shows?
I have sat through episodes of Wheel of Fortune, not because I liked it, because Mom and Dad did. It came on. The reason I would watch that, because it came on after the news. When I was a kid, they'd watch the news every day at 5:36, I think. So I think Wheel of Fortune came on at 6:30. Yeah. So before you got to the shows that I liked, whether it was Fresh Prince or I think
Power Rangers.
Such a great show.
Maybe even Roseanne. Eventually Roseanne was at nighttime, but maybe Roseanne. Whatever the shows were at 7 o'clock, we would set through the Wheel of Fortune before that came on. So
Tool time.
By the way, I hated Wheel of Fortune, and I don't like it now. Still don't.
I hate Wheel of Fortune.
I don't like
it. I love that.
But I remembered watching.
Don't watch it.
The Price is Right. When you didn't have school, but I would watch that. And I did like Family Feud.
I love Family Feud.
And Jeopardy, I used to pretend like I was smart enough to be on the show and answer every question out loud in the living room and would be right like 3 times. So there's no way. As an adult, I could do it a little better, but no, I didn't get it.
Yeah, my wife loves game shows, so when we were dating, that's all we used to watch is just random game shows. So that's what made me think of it. What about you, John? You ever watch game shows?
Yes.
Gator.
not really. No, I didn't watch. I didn't watch a whole lot of TV.
Apparently, John watches game shows only on the dark web.
I watch dark. Only if people's lives are at stake.
Batcave is where he watches game shows.
Yes.
No, I don't. Not really. I don't watch game shows. No, I remember going to my wife's parents' house before we were married, and they had on, because it was on before the news. What was it? Wheel of Fortune. What came on? Whatever came on before the news, that was always on. And then no.
Now these days, if I catch, I'll get on YouTube. And now that I've seen all the classics, I don't watch it all the time. But when I first discovered it, Steve Harvey's one of my favorite comedians.
Yeah, he's funny.
So when the Family Feud would come on YouTube, I would. The first time I went in the rabbit hole was like 3 hours straight of watching Family Feud with Steve Harvey.
He's
was really funny.
He was so good for that show.
Yes.
Does he still do it?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. But he was one of my favorite comedians at the time. He was my favorite comedian because I remember it was 1998 because I was a freshman in college when Kings of Comedy, at least when I first watched Kings of Comedy, and I thought he was funny. Yeah. Now I thought Bernie Mac was unbelievably funny too, and I liked Cedric the Entertainer, but Steve Harvey was my favorite on that.
Yeah, I love
show.
all 3 of them.
Yeah, I didn't say D.L. Hughley because I didn't think he was funny. Even when I laughed. The whole show was funny, but he was my least favorite in that group.
Well, yeah, in that lineup, I think I would put him in that spot too. I think he's funny, but from those four, I don't think he'd be in my top 3.
No, I would have got Chris Rock to put in his place. Problem is, all those guys were friends.
I don't really like Chris Rock.
What?
I don't think he's funny.
That's weird.
He just yells the whole time.
Look, do you hear what he's saying? He's like Chris Rock because he loves Will Smith. You're unbelievable.
Facts.
You're unbelievable.
Facts.
Yeah.
I wish Chris Rock would have karate kicked him.
And he didn't. You know why? Because he's a soy boy, and Will Smith's a Giga Chad.
Because it was all fake.
Will Smith, I don't even know what Giga Chad was till 14 minutes ago, and Will Smith is not it.
Yes. Yeah.
No,
Did
Will
you see
Smith's
his
not a
form
Giga
when he
Chad.
slapped him? His form was impeccable.
His form was terrible.
No, he had his
Did you
feet
see his
right.
form, John? Did you watch it?
I didn't
He got
know
his
there was a
feet right,
form
and
for
he
slapping people.
smacked him.
Got his feet right. He stepped forward and did like this.
Well, and did you
Look,
see Chris
'cause
Rock?
he didn't wanna-
react
That's what he
to it?
did.
Like he turned his head right in time.
He didn't.
I don't know.
He didn't want to.
We want to go down. Is this a conspiracy?
He didn't
theory
want to knock
podcast?
him out.
Probably.
He didn't want to knock him out, so he gave
This
him
is
He
propaganda.
didn't want to knock him out.
Go get your propaganda shirt. This is unbelievable.
It's in the dirty clothes.
I can't. The stuff that you're saying. In case you haven't wondered why he's not the everyday co-host, this is why.
What are my other?
I don't. We're friends, but he
What's
comes
another
up with
hot take?
some of the most ridiculous things.
Dr. Pepper's the greatest soda of all time. It's not even close.
A hot Dr. Pepper if you're out camping.
It doesn't matter what. It could be hot, room temperature,
You
cold,
go
frozen,
camping,
slushy.
a hot Dr.
Hold on,
Pepper.
a hot Dr. Pepper.
As a 5-year-old, man, a hot Dr. Pepper. You start shooting a 22, and a hot Dr. Pepper is so good.
What are my other hot takes? Ask me questions so I can give you a hot take.
I don't know, but right now, hot Dr. Pepper sucks.
Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah, it really does.
It's nasty.
Dr. Pepper's great though.
He's
but
like,
yeah,
but when
hot
I'm
one, no.
camping,
But when I'm camping and I'm 5 years old, I'll
yeah,
guzzle some
I
hot
love that
Dr.
fake
Peppers.
sugar Dr. Pepper.
Man,
I like to get it in my hole.
I can't do it anymore. I
But
like to get it in my hole.
What's funny is like I tell people all the time,
that
you know,
what you
because I'm
said?
chubby. Yeah, because I'm chubby, and randomly people are like, hey, you want some cake? But or whatever, you know. I just know they're saying it because I'm chubby. I'm not chubby because I eat sweets.
Hold on.
Who says, hey, you
Hold
want
on.
some cake?
The last time that we had cake at my house, I wasn't thinking in my head, I'm gonna ask Lloyd because he's chubby. No, it's just
Yeah.
something generous.
Next
people
time I'm
do.
at a birthday party, I'm
It's
going to
just
text you and be like,
polite.
hey, you want some cake?
What?
And I'll just bring it by your house on the way home.
It's because they probably want a piece of cake, and it's rude to not.
Hold up, I'll give you an
No.
example. I mean, it happens
Cake
all
is
the time.
gross.
That's a bad example because cake is at parties.
That
and
was a bad
And they try to
example.
give it to everybody. But I'm at a funeral the other day, and they're like, "Do you want sweet tea?" And I said, "Listen, because it started like this. You want Dr. Pepper? No, thank you. Like, you want sweet tea?" And I'm like, "No, unsweet tea." And then she said, "What?" She's like, "I'd have took you for sweet tea." What?
Oh,
What does that mean? I'd have took you.
That's not because you're chubby.
I'd have took you for sweet tea. And exactly what I said to them was, listen, guys, I'm not chubby because I eat sweets. I overeat. That's the problem. Like sweet
Yeah.
tea.
Sweet tea's good.
No, it's just anyway. And I whatever I said to her, and she's like, I'm not talking anymore. I'm gonna wind up on your podcast. Swear.
Well, here you are, lady. Enjoy. You're on now.
There you go, Tamitha. Yeah, well, I'm not sure how we got all sidetracked about that.
We had a scripted thing that we were going to talk about today, but we went off track a little bit.
Oh, I was going to talk about this. I will say this because I've been flying, but I flew 2 different airlines in the last month. I've flown American and flown Southwest. I would prefer to build points with American, not Southwest, because Southwest you can't pick your seats. It's just they give you a number. Well, excuse me, you can pick your seats. There's no first class. There's nothing to build up to, other than you can be in the first 15 and pick a seat. You're still gonna have your row's gonna be full. Well, I don't really like that. The last 2 weeks I got stuck on Southwest. It's just because whatever. It's what it is. The times that I could get that best suited what I needed. I don't like Southwest because it causes me to judge people. That's where I was going with that. It does.
Yeah.
It causes me to judge people because
That's not good.
well, you know, being a chubby guy, when you sit on a flight and there's 3 rows across and you're in the middle, it's the worst flight ever. And if you're with 3 other big guys, even if you're on a smaller airplane and there's 2 seats on each side, but you're next to a big guy, you're just all over each other. And the first one to sit down first and put their arms back wins, because the other guy has to sit leaning forward the entire flight, unless you're going to be all over each other. And so Southwest causes me to judge people, chubby people, because even though I am also, when I get on, I'm looking for very skinny ladies or very skinny guys, unless there's an actual seat on the window or in the aisle. If there's not, and it's just middle seats, I'm looking for the skinniest people I can find. I judge everybody on that flight when I get on. I don't think you should do that.
I have no references because I've flown one time in my life.
Southwest causes me to judge people.
You're a horrible person.
Yeah, doesn't Southwest cause me to judge people? Well, hold up. Hold up. Because that's what's in my head. But when I'm getting on the plane, I can see everybody else looking. The whole plane's judging me. Yeah. So at least I'm judging just a few people.
Wow.
I'm judging a few people. The entire plane.
Yeah.
If you're sitting in those seats that already don't have 3 across, everybody's staring at me when I get on.
They're probably staring at you because they're like, holy smokes, I think I saw this guy on YouTube.
Well, there's that too. Yeah. What's funny about this is that so when I get on this plane, I know they're like, please don't sit down, please don't sit, because you see a couple big guys, one on the aisle, one on the door, and they're just like, they won't look me in the eye. like they don't see me. Like if I don't look at him, he probably doesn't see me. Like I'm not sitting there either because you guys are chubby. You don't have to not look at me. I'm not sitting by you either, you morons.
Yeah, I can see you from a mile away.
You probably go to birthday parties just to eat the cake, don't you?
No, there's just no way I'm getting involved in it. It's just pure stupidity.
You look at them and you're like, I bet you love cake, don't you, fat boy?
Yeah, I'm not eating peanuts beside you on this flight.
Yeah.
It's hot.
I mean,
it's just hot.
Yeah, that's the one thing I was surprised about, because like I said, I've only flown one time for our honeymoon, and I was shocked.
Where'd you go?
I'm not going to get judged again for this
Well, go ahead.
of the episode.
Go ahead.
Are we going to...
So
he went to
I
France.
have a new YouTube idea.
He went to France.
You flew to France. You flew to France.
He went to France for his honeymoon.
He flew to France for the honeymoon.
I had to get on 3 different planes
to get to France.
That's 3 different flights.
All right, go ahead.
And I was just surprised. This was going to be a good. I was just surprised on how hot it was on the airplane.
Yeah, because they don't turn the air conditioner. Those planes have air conditioners. By the way, though, I'm 1 for 1 for this. I've flown in my life probably 100 times, probably 100 times. One time I got on a plane and it was blowing ice crystals out of the. It was, I don't know. You can't see if you're just on the podcast. It was blowing like frost out about a foot from the vents. And I remember thinking like, okay, this is awesome because every plane's hot. This one's cold. It was actually cold where I was trying to get warm even before we took off, which I would prefer that over the other.
Sweating the whole flight.
Yeah, because if every airplane was cold like that, then take a jacket and you're fine because you can take it off. Well, you can't get cool if the air conditioner's not blowing.
Yeah.
Right? So I hate that. Well, anyway, so only one time ever out of 100, it was blowing. It literally was blowing crystals out. They were hitting my face. No, and real, like for real. Well, we stalled out about 10 minutes before we took off. Took an extra 10 minutes. And then when we flew, we stalled out at 5,000 feet. And I'm like, something wasn't right. And it was blowing. You could still see the frost blowing out of the vents. And the captain came on. He's like, we're having some difficulties. We thought we were just going to fly manual into Corpus, but our manual override went out. Whatever he said, something like that. He's like, we got to turn back now.
So, oh, my gosh.
Yeah, we didn't get above 5,000 feet, and we U-turned. But when he U-turned, because he just said that, there was a lake down below, and I'm like, he's going to try to hit the lake. That's what I thought.
You're going to Captain Sully you guys right into that lake.
Yeah, so the only one time did that ever happen. So when they blow frost out, I don't like it. I cut it. I completely derailed your stories.
I thought about something that don't do very often, and I feel like should be
Morgan Freeman.
wintertime YouTube whatever show a series is Layton Learns to Swim winter 2022.
That's jacked up.
He knows how to swim.
He can come learn to swim in my pool.
He told me he didn't know how to swim.
I know. And then he's like, yeah, I can swim across the pool.
Well, I could swim from one end to the other.
Like an Olympic-sized pool, but I don't know how to swim. But I feel like it'd be a great show to have Layton Learns to Swim.
Hi, YouTube. The name of this episode is Picking on Layton.
We're not going to pick on Layton anymore.
Sorry, Layton.
Yeah, sorry. Anyway,
Layton.
where'd you go on your honeymoon? Where'd you go there?
I'm not telling you guys.
Why
It was
not?
freaking paradise, and you guys won't ever be able to go
That
there
sounds
because I'm not
nice.
telling you.
That sounds nice.
I went to Newport, Rhode Island.
Ooh, that sounds very nice. I mean, it's
Is
not.
that where they make Newport cigarettes?
No,
Oh, I don't know where those are out of.
but that place is actually incredible. I loved it. I went when I was like 15 with my mom and grandma.
You got
And then-
married at 15?
No. And
You married your mom and grandma?
When I married my wife, I knew how great it was, and so that's where we went.
When's your anniversary? What month?
May.
Oh,
No,
so it probably
probably
felt
pretty.
great out there.
Yeah,
Yes,
probably
that's
really
incredible.
nice.
Yeah, I bet so. I've never been to I've been to 42. I used to say 5 or 6. I've recounted. It's not 42. I've been to 42 states.
So you lied a lot before?
Yeah, accidentally. But if I hit the very northeast, and I've been to New Jersey, and I've been to Pennsylvania, I've been to Philadelphia, which is right there. I've been to Delaware, but even though I've been all right there, I skipped a couple there, and I skipped New York, Rhode Island, Maine, Vermont.
Out of everywhere up there, because we went there as well. Rhode Island just blew everybody else out. It's just the town that we stayed in was just cozy. I guess that's the word that I would use.
Did you Uber across the state?
No, but
Yeah,
we.
doesn't it take
$6.
20 minutes.
It's $6 to Uber across the state.
yeah,
of Rhode
that's why you missed all of them, because it takes literally. It's like driving from here to Owasso, and then you're in a different state.
Yeah, you could only fly into their capital. So then we had to.
Where's
Uber
their
from,
capital?
Rhode Island.
Yeah, where is their capital?
What's the capital of Rhode Island?
this is
Montpelier. No, that's not it.
That's
Rhode
Vermont.
Island. Oh Lord, Raleigh.
No, that's
No,
North
it's
Carolina.
Raleigh. Yeah, it's Raleigh.
No, it's not Raleigh. It's not Raleigh. I know
That's
it's
North
not.
Carolina.
This is awesome.
What's North Carolina?
I know it.
I'm not. Let's
What state are we
let's
asking?
just keep this one. Rhode Island.
Rhode Island.
But I know it. Now I'm
Are you guys
Providence,
being?
Providence.
There you go.
Providence.
It's Providence.
So we had to Uber from Providence.
Look at all
to
those
Newport.
Yankee states
I was like,
confused.
wow.
Yeah.
Sorry that I don't know my freaking 50 states and capitals.
Do you know why I know? Because I would drive a lot for work, and I had a ruler that had all the presidents on one side, and it had the states and state capitals on the other, and I had nothing else to do when I was driving, so I would drive and just memorize.
You
it.
know, because you were really bored as an adult, and I didn't have that kind of free time to learn all my capitals again.
I learned them in school, John.
Yeah, I did
Elementary
too, but I
school.
forgot all
I'm
of
sorry,
them.
numbers, Giga Chad.
Yeah. You know what? How many states are there? 50.
Well,
How many capitals are there? 50.
I just looked at this reaction video. A lot of people think there's 52
Yeah. They also think 3 times 3
Puerto
times
Rico
3 is
and Mexico?
36.
or five people. What's that?
Puerto Rico and then the.
I'm sure that's what they
the
thought.
American Samoa.
Probably. Well,
Maybe they're
trust me.
extra smart.
Trust me, John. If
No,
those people thought there were 52
not 52
states,
states.
if those people thought there were 52 states, I guarantee you they weren't going to be able to spit off American Samoa.
In Puerto Rico?
Maybe Puerto Rico, but not American
Yeah,
Samoa.
they barely got Canada, so.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Yeah. So anyway, well, I feel like we've progressed a lot in life on this podcast. Have you ever been to Hot Topic in the mall?
No,
I've been there a couple
I steered
times.
clear of that place. But when I was younger, but actually when I was older, they have some cool shirts in there.
Well, they got some cool band shirts, right? They got band shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah, band shirts.
Have you been to Hot Topic, John?
Not in a long time.
Well, probably the
But
same for
I've
me.
been-
He's an accountant. There's no shot he goes to the Hot Topic.
Look, I'm an accountant, but
But he loves awesome bands like Sleigh Bells.
accounting.
So I know he's been in there.
If Sleigh Bells wants to sponsor this episode, Lloyd will take it.
I honestly think
they're
we could.
actually really good.
They'll cash app you $5 because nobody knows who they are.
Hey, Sleigh Bells, you want to cash app Lloyd $5?
Well, they're never going to come on this show if they just hear this part. But
they're from Texas. They might.
Do you think you could get them on, John?
Yeah.
They got 12 fans, I guarantee.
Yeah, I'm probably one of their biggest ones.
Yes.
Between me and my brother, we'll get them on.
Actually, my daughter, because of you,
yeah, that one song. They listened to one song.
I worked in one mall store ever. What'd you work at? Did you ever work at a mall store?
No, Reese's.
That's a fine place.
Reese's was the best job I ever had.
That's a fine establishment.
It was the best job ever.
I do have a friend who works for Reese's. He is the
What do you
call it? No, what do you call it? A CIO. He's the CIO of Reese's.
I have a friend that works at Reese's too.
Yeah, that's what
right
he does.
Up the street.
But anyway, I've done one mall store. I worked at Abercrombie.
Were you the model?
Not surprising.
Oh. Were you the model?
No, I worked at the store. Folded shirts.
My bad. I thought you were the model.
I'll fold your shirts. That lasted 2 weeks, and I get tired of folding shirts. Like, this is
People
stupid.
keep unfolding them.
I'll never fold these shirts again. You fold your own shirts. Yeah. You guys are stupid.
So
hey, yeah. Well, you can't.
Yeah, you can't say
Stupid
that.
Abercrombie and Fitch.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Stupid Abercrombie and Fitch.
Which would have been a great reference, but I guess if I can. Well, I'll tell you what. I guess. You want to get off here?
I think that's the show. LeBron James is the greatest.
That's stupid, and we all know that most people. When I say most, I mean almost.
Well, I'll tell you what, everybody.
Every person that
It was
listens
a really
to the
fantastic
show
day.
disagrees
We
with
appreciate
that.
He's
everybody
literally the
listening in.
highest
We're gonna
paid
get off here.
NBA player.
Guess what? It's called inflation. It's because money keeps going up.
Guess
Is he
what?
better than Jordan? No.
Guess what? It's
Yes,
called?
he is.
If Jordan was alive in his prime now, wouldn't he be close? Unbelievable.
Well,